Hey guys, all right, so we made it to week 4, the lunch category. So same as last week, we have 4 different options to choose from. Again, you only need to pick one. You can do more than one if you would like, but one is the minimum. Every single one of these is going to be like the math, data, graphic analysis based questions. Um, Again, that's something that everybody seems to struggle with, so we're going to kind of try to get as much practice with that as possible. I did see a few of you picked one of the graphic ones last week. Most did the ways to decrease your carbon footprint, which I figured. But this week, everybody does have to attempt the graphic analysis. And I'm going to do the global warming and trash as an example, just to kind of walk you through what these questions might look like. Some of them are very easy and some of them require a little bit more thinking. So, to the global warming and animals, this is about food animals and also just animals in general. Global warming and trash. This is something that we don't really think about all that often, but we throw away stuff every single day, but what exactly are we throwing away? Where is it going? What's happening to it? That's what this is more so talking about. What will happen to our food and will plants survive global warming? So what is going to happen with our food source and our plants, which is the base of the food chain, as the planet starts to change with either the warming temperatures, the temperatures becoming colder, the flooding regions, things like that. So I'm going to skip back to our Teams page. So again, I'm using one of my Boxer Boxers accounts. So we're going to head over to assignments and scroll down to the bottom to the most recent. Again, you guys have the weekly check-ins, so same as always, click that link and start filling out some of the questions. Yeah, so it looks like this. There are 11 questions, so not too bad. And then again, when you're done with that, even though once you click finish on the survey, it'll say it's submitted, I would still like you to click this turn in button just to make sure that it shows up for you that you have turned it in. So we're going to go back, and this is where I'm going to focus. The week 4 assignments. So again, you're going to pick one or two of these assignments. When you're finished with your assignments, go up and click this blue turn in button. If you're having issues with Teams, you can email it to me or you can send it to me through this chat function over on the side. But I'm going to start with the trash. I'm going to open that up. And again, we can edit on the internet or you can download it in the desktop. So for this one, I believe I already opened it online when I was testing it out before, so I'm going to do the desktop version just in case you want to do it this way. I'm going to do open in Word. This could take a while. My internet's very, very slow. So when it does open on Word, sometimes it'll be like this yellow bar going across the top. Everything up here is all grayed out and you can't type. So you would click Enable Edit, and then you would have to save it, and then you could start typing. So I've already done that again when I've tested it out ahead of time. But this is what your assignments will all look like. There'll be some sort of graph and then questions to follow. I think most of them have these links below that'll lead you to more information. All right, so I'm going to do this first set with you. Just walk through my thinking, how I found this. Honestly, I think this is the easiest set of questions out of all of them. But it's all just about analyzing the graphic that they have here. And if you can't find the answers on the graphic, go through the reading below. If that's still not there, click the link. All right, anything you need should be in the link here. All right, so for the very first one, it looks like a separated pie chart, and each one of these colors represents something. Like this light blue is food waste, that's 23%, light purple, yard waste, 7%, the white, compostable paper, 4%. And if you don't know what any of these words mean, feel free to Google, look them up. Okay. So a compost is basically some place where you can put all of your scraps and it'll start to decompose and reuse the nutrients. And then you can put those back outside in a garden or maybe in the woods. This is a very green way to get rid of your waste, but not everything is compostable. Plastics, definitely not. All right, so I'm just going to read through this paragraph here with you and then we'll start answering the questions. So sewage treatment is a process in which the pollutants are removed. The ultimate goal of sewage treatment is to produce an effluent that will not impact the environment. In the absence of sewage treatment, the results can be devastating as sewage can disrupt the environment. So basically, without sewage treatment, you would have all the stuff that's getting flushed down your toilet running rampant through the soil, quite possibly going into our drinking water, which obviously is not a good thing. So the general processes of sewage treatment are primary, secondary, and tertiary treatment. Primary treatment involves physical separation of sewage into solids and liquid by using a settling basin. The liquid sewage is then transferred to secondary treatment, which focuses on removing the dissolved biological compound by the use of microorganisms. The microorganisms usually use aerobic metabolism to degrade the biological matter in the liquid sludge. Then tertiary treatment is required to disinfect the sewage so that it can be released into the environment. The solid sewage separated from primary treatment is transferred to a tank for sludge digestion, which involves anaerobic degradation using microorganisms. That all sounds wonderful. Also, fun fact, in 8th grade, part of our science curriculum was to learn about sewage and waste treatment. So I had the wonderful opportunity to go tour a sewage plant, and the smell was absolutely awful. But everything that goes into these sewage treatment plants comes out as practically like drinking water. It's incredible. Disgusting, but incredible. So moving on to the questions down here. It says, what percentage of trash is food people didn't eat? So I'm going to go up to this table up here. I'm going to look around the outside, anything about food, and I see food waste. Waste tells me that it probably wasn't used. So food waste was 23%. So right in here, I'm going to type in 23%. And just to make it a little bit easier for me to see, I'm going to highlight it. And what percentage of trash is plastic? Again, we're going to head up here, look for plastic. And it looks like plastic is 13%. Again, I'm going to highlight that just so I can see it a little bit better. What percentage of trash is diapers and personal hygiene? I don't know why that says eat. So diapers, personal hygiene, 2%, this little teeny tiny sliver. So right now I am especially contributing to the diapers. Charlotte is not potty trained yet. Maybe we'll try to do that this summer. It'll be exciting. Save us a lot of money when she's done with diapers. What percentage of trash is metal? So, that caught my eye right here. Metal is 6%. So this isn't so bad right now. We're just analyzing the graph. Everything that I've pulled so far is just from that graphic above. What percentage of trash is paper? So this is trash, not recycling. So mixed paper and compostable paper. So I'm actually going to combine those since paper is listed more than once around here and the question doesn't actually specify what kind of paper. So we will combine those. So mixed paper is 8%, compostable paper is 4%, 8 plus 4 is 12. So 12% is paper. So this 12% could be recycled. This is 12% of trash that doesn't actually need to be in the garbage. What percentage of trash is grass and leaves? So in the fall, particularly when we are cleaning up our yards, raking, or maybe if something just blows in, that looks like that would be under yard waste. Because I don't see grass or leaves anywhere else. So that is 7%. Yeah, because I don't see. Nope. All right, so 7% is grass and leaves. I would think this is more specific towards like doing yard cleanup or even after you mow the grass. All right, so this last one, what is the goal of sewage treatment? So that looks like I'm going to have to go back to this paragraph here and read through. All right, so I'm going to skim through real quick. Sewage treatment is a process in which pollutants are removed. The ultimate goal of sewage treatment is to produce an effluent that will not impact the environment. So just real quick, if you want to know what effluent means, you can always go over to the synonyms. So how I did that, if you left click the word, then right click, this pops up, go down to synonyms, and it looks like sewage, emission, waste, discharge, overflow. So an effluent is what is coming off of the sewage, essentially. So whatever is being produced or mixed with this, the end result will not impact the environment. So anything that is maybe leaking from the sewage process or the end result is not going to negatively impact the environment. So we're not having waste products going into our drinking water or into our food. So I am actually going to take the shortcut here, make sure that period is in there. So I'm going to highlight that, right click, copy, and I'm going to paste. Oop, that didn't work. Let's try this. Oh well, that works, it's in there. Paste the answer right in here, and I'm going to highlight that again. So the goal of sewage treatment is to produce an effluent that will not impact the environment. Okay, so that wasn't too bad at all. Again, everything was right on the chart. You did have to do a little bit of reading. If you wanted to do more research, if you control and click this link, it should bring us to a new page. Again, my internet's a little slow, so it might take a little bit. There you go. And then you can learn about the role of microorganisms in sewage treatment. So little teeny tiny bugs, how do they help give us clean water from our waste products? Okay. And let's just go back to this assignment real quick.